SMMA is not easy to start, and a lot of times people will actually quit and not experience what it's like to actually make money from an agency. They can't get responses from their outreach, let alone get a client. I made a few changes to try and get my first client, and nothing really worked until I started to see some success in my outreach, and here's what I did to do that. Many people when they get into SMMA have major issues with outreaching. It's not because they're not good at talking or good at speaking, it's just that a lot of times the niches can be different on how you do outreach. You can find scripts in Discords, and a lot of these scripts don't really work. Also, these two tips I'm about to give you are important, but the last one is more important in my opinion. I just want to say the first one first because it kind of falls into the major point that I did to actually get my first client. To start off, no path of outreaching is done the exact same or done in the same in terms of communication. For example, you can't really speak to someone the same way in an Instagram DM that you would in an email. It just wouldn't really work out too well with an email. You kind of want to have it all on the table, like, a formal-ish more of an offer. Instead, approaching an Instagram DM as a real human trying to start a conversation is key. This is going to be a bit different for each niche, but it's the same concept. You want to get them talking to you first and have a conversation with them a little bit about their product, about certain things, their marketing, and then eventually ease into what you want to offer them. Because in this stage, you're also seeing if they're even a good fit for you. Because sometimes, your first client might not even be a good fit for you. When I realized this more, I stopped using scripts almost completely. I would still use a script to start, but I did edit the script enough where it became basically just my own thing, my own script, right? So I don't sound like a copy and pasting robot. Okay, now let's address the elephant in the room, okay? The main point that I want to speak about in this video that I have spoke about in a past video, but it wasn't as good and it was also really, really early, and the channel has grown like 8x since then. So here we go. First step I did was actually I called a roofer, okay? So I was trying to be in the roofing niche and see if I can get a client then, but I called a guy and I asked him for advice for someone who wants to start a company within their niche. And this guy, some people might turn you away and be like, I don't want to tell you my secrets, I don't want to tell you how to do it. But this guy, first phone call, by the way, I'm not even lying about this. The first phone call takes me under his wing for like 30 minutes or so, and he tells me all these secrets. He tells me these secret tiles that he uses, the struggles of getting employees constantly, getting employees that will stay over a month or two. It was like I walked into a lecture, a college lecture, and asked about roofing or whatever question I had, and they just were like, here's my notepad, now copy and paste that and just listen in and learn. This gave me a huge advantage into creating an offer or offers that actually worked within the niche, because some people just make offers and they see offers on a Discord and be like, I could probably use that for this niche. Now this led to my first real client, because technically my first actual client was a family friend, but some people don't count that as like a real client, even though I was paid, but just not like a lot. I'd still work with them today. It's like a one job thing here and there, but this tip did lead to my first real client. Now most companies in most niches just want more customers, and that is true. However, in roofing and landscaping, it's a little bit different, because these companies a lot of times actually are pretty booked out during the summertime, during the spring or whatever, because their jobs take a few weeks at a time, a few days at a time. But what I'm saying though is get very specific on what you're going to offer them. Find out what you're going to solve, find out how you're going to solve it, and tell them exactly how you're going to do it. So that's the video. I don't want to make it very long, because honestly it's not a very big topic to talk about, but I don't want to waste your guys' time on getting your first client or whatever you're doing. And anyways, goodbye.